Ciao ragazzi, my name is Anthony. Welcome back on Inter Worldwide. What an honor and a pleasure and a privilege it is to be back home on Inter Worldwide with my brother Mattia. Thank you so much for joining me today, impromptu as well.
Always a pleasure is mine, brother.
Bro, there's not much to talk about because for some fucked up reason, excuse my language, we have our second international break of the season and it's October. Not late October either. It's the 9th of October. Like,
Yeah.
what the actual hell is going on with this sport, bro? Because this is starting to get ridiculous. Players are dropping like flies, and it's not even, and I mean this in the nicest way possible, it's not even that 0.1% fun in a sense where you see a rival player go down and you go, hey, I'm not wishing you physical misfortune, but this is going to be really good for my team. There's none of that anymore. When Duvan Zapata went down against us on the weekend, I was really upset. I really like
That
Duvan
was
Zapata
horrible.
as a
Yeah.
player. I've always followed him as a player. And now he's out for the season. All
Yeah.
these, but Brema, dude, we want nothing more than for those guys to be weak. That's a world-class center back for Brazil that just lost 7 months of his physical work. This is becoming a big joke, bro. And I wanted to open today with that.
It is. It is. And on top of that, they added Football Club World Cup in the summer. So it's additional tournament. So there is basically no rest for top clubs at all. Like in the summer, and it's going to be mess with the mercato as well because many players are entering that tournament with extension or no extension, then they're going to start or not finish the tournament. It's insane. They're just squeezing and squeezing and squeezing these players until they just break, and I don't know what can happen to improve this crazy situation because when I remember, when I was a kid, it was one game a week. That's
Yeah.
it. Now
Yeah.
you have a game every 3 days, and it's like throughout the year.
It's crazy. Remember the days where, it was one game a week and what felt like on the rotating scale, once every 3 weeks, you were playing in Europe. It was once every 2 weeks, but there were some weeks where something would push it back as well, or something would happen. And it would be so easy to rearrange the calendar back then because it didn't trickle the domino effect that it would trickle today in terms of bystanding fixtures. Football has changed, man. It is monetized in ways that it's sad to see, bro. It's sad to see. And the younger generations than us are going to grow up. There already are younger generations watching a different version of the sport than we are.
Yeah, for sure. It's sad, you didn't used to have uh I mean it was always about money, but it wasn't just about money.
Yeah.
That's a big difference. So I don't know, man. It's what can players do? Should they just go on
I,
strike
yeah,
together?
I actually think they should, man. I think that in this
Can
particular
they?
industry, you don't need class action amounts. You don't need 10,000 workers to stand up. You need 20. Imagine it all of sort of depends on the caliber of the player. But you get one guy in that tier two bracket of elite player or well-known marketable player to stand up and do this. But then you got to ask the question: the higher status of the player, the more they have to lose. What happens to their contract? What happens to their marketing deals? What happens to their sponsorships? Are Nike, Adidas, Puma, New Balance going to put up with that? I don't know. I don't know the intricacies of this shit, which is why I feel like this is just another globalized, monetized framework now, which is going to be very hard to get out of. In fact, I see it going down the Americanized route so clearly that it's almost impossible to reverse, Mattia. I didn't mean to
Me.
bring this dose of pessimism today. Sorry.
Yeah, we are both in the same boat. So yeah, I also don't see it improving. I actually see it getting worse and worse. It is what it is. I think only the players can do something about it. And but on the other hand, like you said, can they risk sponsorships and contracts? I don't know. They have to weigh in on those things.
Yeah,
We'll see.
absolutely. Nick is here. Thank you so much, Nick. It might be your first time here. If you are, definitely subscribe. If you are new, white suburban kid, always coming around. Happy to surprise people, bro. As you know, I don't really schedule my streams like other people do. Other people schedule their streams 8, 9, 12, 24 hours before. I'm pretty much going 45 minutes to 2 hours before I stream. The Fiorentina Milan game is the game of the season. And please stick around today if you want and you're doing nothing, because I'm going to review the Serie A match today after this show, coming up in about 45 minutes. And that'll be the highlight of the show. I'm also doing a bit of content on my new channel, Priv FC, which I should link in the description somewhere. I will do that. I'm talking about Manchester United's next manager as well. And I know how much you guys all love Man United. So come there and hate me. Boo myself big time, but I love it. Please, guys, never hesitate to go at me for that. It gives me oxygen. I'm a good sport. I've got thick skin. Hello, Rosemary. It's always a pleasure to see you. And our friend Jose Paisano. 15 people with us on Interwar.
Hey, Reno.
We might as well start the content. Great little pre-chat with Mattia, but we are moving ahead to I guess what you could call the most important news so far, because we've got very little to work with. And I guess the silver lining to the awful conversation that Mattia and I just had about the injuries would probably be that we are not as impacted as hard as other clubs. However, we have the most players representing on international duty. So that could be my famous last words right now before shit goes pear-shaped in this particular international break. Across all Tasmans, across all seas, from Taremi to Toro to Turam and back, we represent absolutely everywhere. Internazionale, that's what it means. Recognize, motherfucker. 2 stars. Let's go. Supercoppa's coming on.
Exactly.
Now, Mattia,
but
we had this. What?
Sorry
what are you
for
saying?
interrupting you. Going back to just what you said, international break. But the most important player, Mkhitaryan, is not going anywhere. He's staying. So we're safe, bro. We're safe. We have Mickey.
Yes, he is our most important player. Barella was only our second most important player that's not going on international break. However, it's important to let people know that Barella is not going on international break. So, you know, that really demonic scare that we had about 2 weeks ago when Barella went down injured, he basically missed one fixture in Serie A, because he will be back. Like, bro, do not even get me started on what this guy is going to be after the international break. He's ready now. He was ready on the bench against Torino. I swear to God, I don't care what anybody says. He is built different, our baby boy, and he is going to absolutely smack people around when he comes back, Mattia.
I hope so. I know that you are the most biased person for Barella ever, but I really hope you're right. I hope he's ready. We need him. We really need him. So, yeah. I can't wait for him to return. And thankfully, the games he missed, we won. So basically, he wasn't missed. So,
Edson, if you stick around on this channel, in about 40 minutes, I'm going to be talking all Serie A on the next stream, man. 3 streams today. This one, the next one for Serie A, and the other one on my personal channel to discuss Manchester United's next manager. It should be either Tuchel or Allegri. Yes, Big Boo. Keep it up. Sommer and Pavard as well. Yeah, bro, everyone's going. Oh, wait, they're staying?
Everybody.
That's right. Pavard. Deschamps is not impressed with Pavard. Bro, be not impressed all you want. Keep him around, because to be honest, he needs a little bit of extra training as well. So be happy to see Pavard stay back from this very important Nations League international break.
Very important Nations League. Yeah. Actually, I was wondering during Euros, Pavard didn't play a single minute at Euros. And I was like, what's up with Deschamps? Why is he not rating Pavard? But this season, I kind of get it now, but maybe it will turn up for the better for us, and Inzaghi will beat him to the to get into the form, hopefully.
Maybe. All right. Let's talk what we came here for, Mattia, my guy. Now,
the Inzaghi Cup.
Oh, man, the overlay looks great. I was about to say, forgive me, this is the first time I'm using it. I don't know how it's going to transition. This looks awesome.
It's awesome.
I'm really happy. All right. Anyway,
so
now,
the Inzaghi
camera,
Cup.
We said, did you just say Inzaghi Cup?
Yeah.
Yes. Bro,
I mean, when are we going to call it Inzaghi Cup? He is the manager with the most titles.
We said this very funny sentence before we went live. We said, I want it more this season. Why?
Yes.
Why? I'll tell you when we go live. Now, the last few seasons, you and I have spoken about this. I feel like this is also the Anthony and Mattia Cup in a way, because you clicked on this channel when Alexis Sanchez scored that last second goal. So, but as the priorities shifted, this one became the bottom field priority. We've made it look piss easy the last few years. We're on 3 in a row or 4 in a
Yes,
row now.
three in a
3 in a
row.
row. 3 in a row. The last one, actually, we had to wait a little later against Napoli. However, this season going into it, for some reason, Mattia, I want this Super Cup at least 3 times more or 4 times more than I've wanted it in the previous seasons. And at first, I couldn't put my finger on it, which is why we're doing this stream today. And I'm sure you'll help me get my
I
feelings
will.
out and exactly why we want this more. So the only 2 reasons I could come up with, my brother, are 2 direct rivals are back in the tournament versus no direct rivals in it last season.
Yes.
And the other reason is, which I didn't realize until this week, and it must have been in my brain, is that we can tie Juve if we win this one. We will be joint
Yes.
Supercoppa holders with Juve. We also have Inzaghi there as the most clouted Supercoppa manager of all time in Italy. Surely, Mattia, if this guy was up for it in previous seasons, he's up for it this time as well. The mic is yours, my Serbian friend.
Yes. Yes. And yes. First of all, what you said, Juve and Milan are there, which means we have to win it, not them. Second of all, we can tie all-time leader Juve on the most Super Cup wins ever. Both true, but I will add one more. Nobody ever won Super Cup 4 times in a row. We can
Ooh.
do that in January, the first team ever to win Super Cup 4 times in a row. So, 3 major reasons why we should want to win this.
Yeah. 3 big reasons why. 3 big reasons why. I'm very much looking forward to this match. Let's get into a little bit of the nitty gritty. There's Inzaghi celebrating with the boys last season. Do you remember all 3 very well?
Yes, quite well. Like you said, the first one started our relationship.
That
It's
was awesome. That Sanchez goal. I love that moment.
that's part of Inter history that forever connects me to you, and I'm so glad, for that. Uh, the first, I think that was like the second video on this channel, or first even, I don't know, among the first. And yeah, when I saw, I was like, you know, ecstatic at that moment. It's against Juve, it's for the trophy, it's the last second, it's like historical. And then seeing you and your reaction, I was like, okay, this is my guy, this is me. I have to, join this channel. And
That's awesome, bro. Do you remember the second season that we won it? The first time it was a wait, no. It was still a one-off game in the second season that we won it, wasn't it?
so, second season was
Against
against.
Milan 3-0.
Yes, yes.
Yes, I remember Lautaro's moment in front of the Saudi Arabian fans.
Yes, it
Mm,
was. We destroyed them. DiMarco first goal, second
yeah,
goal Dzeko. It was a great goal, and yeah, Lautaro in the second half. Yeah, it was a demolition.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
so
Complete
that was
demolition.
another amazing Super Cup, and yeah, last year was the first one with the
The new
new
tournament
format,
format. Yeah,
which maybe we should address this. I'm really not a
we
big
will.
fan of this new format, so.
No, we don't like the format, and funny enough, just easily predictable, as Matthias said. The 37th edition of the tournament will take place in Riyadh, and like last year, will feature a 4-team format consisting of 2 knockout semi-finals on the 2nd and the 3rd of January, and the final on the 6th of January. The clubs competing for the Super Cup will be the Serie A champions, Inter, the winner of the Coppa Italia, Juve, and the runner-up of the league season, AC Milan, and the finalist of the Coppa Italia, Atalanta. The first semi-final will be Inter versus Atalanta, followed by Juve versus Milan. We got a pretty good deal in that aspect right there. I can understand why they would choose that playoff X for the circle. Winner of Serie A, runner up Coppa Italia, winner of Coppa Italia, runner up of Serie A. The final between the semi-final winners is scheduled for Monday, the 6th of January. Yeah, the format is not great. It's 2 games when it really should be one. It's in Saudi Arabia when it really should be in Italy. And it's midway
Yes.
through the season when it really should be at the start of the season. There are 3 things wrong with the tournament at the moment that make it shit, Mattia.
Exactly. Exactly. I like we were talking at the beginning, too many games.
Mm,
On top of too many games, you add additional game. Like, are you guys insane? Instead of, why is like, let's give example of Coppa Italia. Why is semifinals still 2 games?
yeah.
Why? Like, insane. Instead of deleting that one game in Coppa Italia, they add 2 more in
Yep.
Super Cup. Like,
Stupid.
what are you doing? And it should always be cup winner and league winner. Uh, I think luckily last year the final was between cup winner and league winner. Us and Napoli played the final, which proved us right. But I think imagine somebody who finished like the second and who lost the final of the cup, they win super. That's like, why should losers play Super Cup?
Exactly.
Losers
Why should
shouldn't play.
losers play in the Super Cup?
Why? Like, it's so stupid. And if a loser wins the Super Cup, that's even more stupid. So I really have no words to describe. I actually even heard that they will play for third and fourth, like they will play for third spot this year. But I don't see it written here, so I hope it's false information. Um, because imagine playing for the third place.
Whoa. Imagine. Surely not. In Riyadh, Inter will compete in the Italian Super Cup for the 13th time in its history. Under the management of Inzaghi, the team comes into the tournament with 3 consecutive triumphs. The Nerazzurri's first appearance dates back to 1988. In the 12 previous editions, Inter has claimed 8 trophies, including last year's 89, 05, 06, 08, 10, 21, 22, 23. We have a chance, as we said, to tie Juve's record of 9 Supercoppas. AC Milan have 7, Lazio 5, and then it is just a shootout down the bottom from there. Early
Imagine.
prediction for early prediction for this tournament. I actually do believe that we are going to win it. I can see us lifting this Super Coppa. I haven't once seen us lifting in my head the Coppa Italia this season. I do not think that will happen. I think that this would be a nice little pairing on the side of another major trophy this season. And I think Inzaghi's going to go for it. That's what I think our manager has in his head. This is a precursor to motivate these boys. This is a tangible outcome, such as lifting a piece of silverware. It's something to keep them familiar with what the goals are. And I think that Inzaghi knows exactly statistics wise what's on the table here. Like you said, 4 in a row. No one's ever done that. A chance to tie it up at 9 with our bitterest rivals, and the chance for him to continue his legacy as easily the most successful Coppa Italia manager here. He would have, if he was to win this one, he would have 4 out of the 9 Super Coppas for us. That's incredible.
Exactly. Yeah. And he would even more extend his lead over Lippi and Capello, who have 4 trophies and he has 5. So
Mm.
definitely, yeah, we all said that it's stupid for losers to play Super Cup, but it is what it is. I think that the fact that we play Atalanta and Juve and Milan play each other, that's good for us. On paper, we have an easier game, both physically and mentally, and we have one day more of rest before the
Yeah.
final. So the stars are aligned for us, and I really hope, this is Inzaghi Cup. You have to expect that he wants to win it again. Like, he's gonna throw under the bus Serie A, Champions League, but he's gonna win the Super Cup for sure. And yeah, I really expect um, for him to motivate the guys to win. We're already going there, so since we're going there, we should win it, not allow our rivals to win it. So, yeah, big chance for history. If you think about it, before Inzaghi came, we were only on 5, like Lazio. So it's and now we can tie Juve. Like
A big
it's
shift, bro.
yeah, such a big shift,
Yeah.
and people can tell what they want about the Super Cup, but they say they don't care only when they lose. To be honest, last year I wasn't that much invested in it because we played none
Because
of
of the
the.
second star, my friend. That's all that mattered.
Yes, and because Juve and Milan were not there.
Mm,
So I
mm.
was like, okay, if Napoli or Fiorentina or whoever wins it, Lazio, I'm not gonna lose my sleep over it. But yeah, this year we should go really all in on that. I remember last year Zhang gave 1 or 2 million like incentive for the players to win the Super Cup. I don't know if Oak Tree will do anything similar. I don't think so, but we will see.
Yeah, we'll see. It would be nice to have an incentive, but at the end of the day, Zhang was definitely cashing small checks because the larger ones were not coming through. That's for sure. I wanted
Yeah.
to talk a little bit. Is there anything else that we need to cover for the Super Coppa before I move on
I
to a
wanted
little
to
bit of other
ask you
news?
if you would bring back the list with all the wins that we have.
Yep.
Your memories of our Super Cup. So we mentioned the last 3 we won. Do you remember the one from '05, '06, '08, 2010? Do you
So
remember these? What was
are you
your
talking?
first memory of Super Cup? Let
My
me ask you
first
like that.
memory of Super Cup is probably I I would have to say 2005. Is this the one where we beat the one where
Juve.
we beat Juventus in extra time? That would be my
Yes,
first memory, and I
2005.
think
Yes,
yeah, and I think it was Veron who scored the goal.
yes, in extra time. Yeah,
Great. That's my
it was
first
0-0.
memory. However, I do not know this game well. I did not watch this game. I remember watching highlights on a Sunday morning and thinking Inter had won something spectacular. I then started like doing a little, like I realized what we had won because I was about 12 years old at the time. Like I started supporting Inter when I was 5 and 6, but with developing world internet access and stuff, you can't be a diehard everyday fanatic until your environment allows you to. And this is when I was on the cusp of being a diehard fanatic, having proper internet access, buying my own magazines with my own money and stuff like that. So that was my first memory of the Super Cup. The 2006 game, I believe, is the one that we come from 3-0 down, right?
Yes,
This
against
this is the
Roma.
birth, this is the birth of the Supercoppa to me, and it was incredibile.
Yes, that was like pazza. That was totally awesome game.
Yeah,
Like
that was
coming
the
back
bomb,
from
bro.
from 3-0 down, yeah, to win it 4-3 with Figo scoring the last goal like from some distance, crazy distance. That was
Crazy.
yeah, super
Yeah.
insane. Yeah.
I forget what 2008 was, but I'm gonna assume it was against Roma.
Yes, penalties. It was on penalties.
Penalties against Roma. Oh man, I have not watched that in a long time. I might actually watch that back after this video. Penalties against Roma in 2008,
Yeah,
and then
and Zanetti scored the last
last
one.
one. I think I'm starting to remember now. 2010, we beat them in the Supercoppa again, Roma, but it was in
Yeah.
regular time. Correct me if I'm wrong. Was this the final where Totti kicked the living shit out of Balotelli? Or was that in a Serie? Or was that in a Serie A game? I'm talking
I
like actually full ran up to him and kicked him in the leg to the point where like I'm going to kick you, I'm going to hurt you. This isn't fake. And he turned around and walked off straight away. And even as he walked off, some of our more mature players still tapped him on the shoulder as he walked off, as if to say, "We understand this kid's a little shit." Like I'm being serious. Do you
I
remember that?
I yeah, I don't think it was this game.
Right. Supercoppa 2010 Inter Roma. This is great. I love doing side research.
Yeah, I don't think Yeah, Ben says it was a Coppa final, not Supercoppa final.
Yeah, it wasn't a Supercoppa final.
Yeah, it
No, but
wasn't.
we beat them 3-1 in that Supercoppa.
Yeah, that was a comfortable one.
So when did Totti kick Balotelli?
Yeah, I don't know. Ben says it was one of the Coppa Italia finals.
One of the Coppa Italia finals, bro. It's absolutely
Can you say that again? You cut out for a bit.
sorry. Do you remember it,
I don't remember it.
bro? I don't think we'll get clips because it's on a very random channel. But watch this.
Oh,
I mean, I
Ben
don't think we'll get
remembers. Yeah,
copyrighted.
but I forgot about it. What year was it?
I can't remember exactly, but watch this. There he is with the ball. Ready? Bang. Like he literally kicks him in the back of the leg. Red card straight away. Walks straight off.
Wow.
Even gets
Yeah.
tapped by Maicon.
Maicon, Maicon understands.
Yep. Even gets tapped by Maicon. I'm pretty sure there's another one as well at some point.
Wow.
Anyway, check out the replay. You ready for this? Can you see it?
Yeah.
Watch this, bro.
Wow. Okay, I forgot about this.
Oh, bro. That's horrible.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Wow, I don't know what he did to provoke him that much.
Totti was ruthless. He didn't really need to be provoked. So I don't imagine it would have taken, vintage Balotelli behavior, but definitely Balotelli behavior. And I just think it's so funny when you see him walk off. And I'm telling you, there's another player close to the touchline that taps him on the shoulder as well. Like two of our players understood exactly where he was coming from in that moment.
Oh, it's you were right. It's 2010, but it's
Coppa Italia, maybe. As
Coppa
Ben saying.
Italia,
Yeah, nice one, Ben. Thanks, man. But
yeah.
good stuff.
Wow.
In terms of transfer,
one more thing I want
yes.
to say about the Super Cup before we move on.
Yep.
Lautaro Martinez has a chance to become the highest scorer of all time in Super Cups. So currently, Paulo Dybala has 4 goals in Super Cups, and Lautaro has 3 goals in Super
All right.
Cups.
I think
So
that Lautaro will be eyeing this as well.
yes, so that's another milestone we can have after this Super Cup. So Lautaro has hopefully 2 games to score 1 goal at least or 2 to become joint or all-time leader of Super Cups.
That's so good. That's so good. He loves records and he should be playing for all of them at this point in his career for confidence. So good for him. Good for him. Now, I know there's not too much going around in Mercato. And I got to admit, because of our financial constraints the last few years, there's been very little, Mercato activity on this channel. Yeah, we give updates here and there, but since Conte left and since the shortcomings of the Suning regime were brought forward, there's never been anything to get excited about. And don't get me wrong, today is absolutely no exception. Did people think I was going to come out with some sort of surprise news? There is nothing to talk about in the realm of transfers, in the realms of Mercato. I mean, things are so bad that some publication is saying that Ausilio is looking at Daniele Maldini. And there is no chance in history that last name gets on the back of our jersey, because if it does, I will buy 3 jerseys every year with that name on it just for air conditioner banter. Like I will make a whole wall in my room of just Maldini kits at Inter, but that would never happen. Not only that, the guy's proper overrated as well. Like there are so many players in the world that carry their last name with them, and he is definitely one of them. Not saying it's easy to replicate what your father's done, but at the end of the day, I do think he's very overhyped and very overpriced. Now, there's only one transfer rumor that has made me start to look, because I'm a fan of the player and a fan of the idea of fulfilling this position. This is from Football Italia. Inter are eyeing up Jonathan Tah on a free transfer and monitoring the situation and potential conditions. Now, take this with extra grains of sea salt because I don't know how true it is. I just saw it yesterday, but it's a headline that I was able to put in my bookmarks because, like I said, I really like the player and I think that he would be a great fit, like a really great fit for Inter. We are definitely on the lookout for another center back that can be, I guess, what you classify a designated first choice permanent center back all the time. Because the only one we really have of those is Bastoni at the moment. Because you can argue
Yeah.
all you want that Pavard is world class, and I know that he has been. I know he's got a great resume. I know he's got a great trophy cabinet, but at his point of age, the fact that he's turning out slightly inconsistent performances now, logic tells me that this guy, if he is going to improve, he's not going to get much better. His better years are behind him. And we knew that when we signed him. It's just that he's got a certain repertoire of talent and ability that's going to help us patch that Skriniar gap, which he has done. At the end of the day, he won a Scudetto when he came to the club. But we are going to need to look for other players in this position eventually, whether it's a center back in the back three or a right center back. Jonathan Tah, he's definitely a guy that would fit the profile. He's 28, so he's not really at the best point of his career to sign, but I'm hoping that this is one of those rumors where it's like a now or never sort of thing. As soon as he comes off contract, I believe that Bayern Munich is going to try for him straight away because Bayern Munich is in a process of doing what they used to do and picking off the right pieces of fruit of other Bundesliga sides to make sure they restore dominance.
Yes.
Something I really wanted Inter to do after, when Inzaghi was there. I really wouldn't have mind going for some of the better players or some of the players that were coming in contract in Serie A to weaken some of the opponents. However, that's another conversation. In terms of Jonathan
Yeah,
Tah,
we don't do that usually.
no,
Yeah.
we don't have the financial capacity to do anything at the moment, even if we wanted to. So, yeah. Anyway, represents Germany quite well, has played every game for Leverkusen this season, was a part of their title-winning squad last season as well. The squad that dethroned 11 years worth of Bayern Munich dominance. His market value is about 30 million, but he will be available for free. Mattia, are you familiar with this profile, sir?
He's been playing for them for like last 10 years or so.
Yes, he moved from
So
Hamburg in like 2015 or something. So he's been there for almost a decade. So he knows what he's doing.
I think if it's now or never for him to leave, right? Like
Yes.
10 years in a club, you either stay there and become a legend or you just move on for another challenge.
Yep. Absolutely. And I think that we need to look at this profile properly because if he is available for free, this would be the perfect player to slot into our rotating center back system. And yeah, if
Yeah, I
all I can
mean,
say is if he's available, we got to go for him.
for free, you know how we roll.
Yep.
Anyone who is free, we have an eye on them.
Yeah.
I haven't watched him a lot, so I'm not sure. You can maybe tell me more where he would exactly play in the back three and who would he be a sub for. But he's German. He is a defender, so maybe with Bisek that could be a good duo for the future.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Well, he's played for he's played centre back, obviously, for Leverkusen and Bayern Leverkusen, for majority of his career. He can play in a back three, can play in a back four. I wouldn't put him on the left-hand side, though, obviously, because he's not left-footed. I don't believe, no, he's definitely not left-footed. I've seen way too much of him playing with his right foot. He's very physical, very physical. Like he can body to body very, very well. Aerial wise, he had to work on his jumping a little bit at some point, but it's improved a lot. But he also doesn't mind a shot, and he can pass. He can pass quite well as well. He's always played either in the center of a back three or in the center, the center right of a back four. But I think that he could be a little bit flexible in that back three in a sense that he could definitely take Pavard's position in that right center back role. I really, really think he could. You're right when you said it's now or never, because if he continues, as soon as you hit 30, you're not going to be looked at the same. That's for sure. One thing that puts us in a decent position for this guy's signature is that he has the same agent as Benji. He has the same agent as Pavard.
Oh,
And
okay.
that deal got done. I don't know if you remember, that was one of the deals that got done very quickly. Like that deal was the sort of headline that made me do a walk with Vince and going, no, no, not getting excited. This is never going to happen. Never going to happen. 24 hours later, that guy landed in Milan. I'm like, shit. When deals are on, they're fucking on. And when they
Yeah.
drag out, they're not on, and they were never on. The media almost sometimes invents transfers on their own.
Yeah, I mean, Pavard really wanted to come to Inter. Like, there was nothing stopping him. It was very, very much his decision. So that helped for sure. But this could be quite helpful if they have the same manager. There is already a contact there, already they know each other. So
If
yeah, that could be cool. And after playing 10 years for a club, you won a domestic treble. So what you can't really go further than that, I think.
Yeah. I'm hoping that Pavard is in his ear saying to come here because it would make sense for our situation, especially if his salary can stay around that 4 million mark. We would have to probably have to offer a bit more than what Bayern Leverkusen's paying him at the moment. But you got to remember that there are three central defenders coming off contract on June 30. Two starting ones or two makeshift, two regular centre backs and one makeshift one. Stefan De
Yeah.
Vrij, Francesco Cervi, and Matteo Darmian are all off contract at the end of this season. If we were to get Tar, it means we don't need to renew pretty much two of these guys. I would say you can get Tar and almost say goodbye to a Cherby, or you could definitely say goodbye to a Cherby, to be honest. And then you could take your pick of De Vrij and Darmian and go, all right, who wants the 12 months? Who wants the extension? And the other one's leaving. The other one's probably just not going to get renewed unless our club's the type to re-sign them both. But we can't re-sign all three. No way. That would be an absolute disaster, Mattia. So Tar fits the
It's
profile.
There gonna be big shifts in defense next season for us. Like you said, for those reasons. I've seen people ask, who would you renew out of De Vrij and Acerbi? And surprisingly, most people said Acerbi, despite his age,
It's
even
because
though
he's it's because he's better, bro. He's better.
true, he is better. Yeah,
Yeah.
but because of his age, that's why, maybe you said that you wouldn't. Hello.
Yeah.
That you wouldn't.
Primarily for age. Primarily for age.
Yeah, but he is better. But how long he can keep it up, it's definitely a headache and an issue that we will have to resolve. And getting Jonathan would be um, a big issue that you could solve quite easily. So
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I just wanted to shout out some people in the chat because I feel like more people have come in the last 5 minutes.
cheers.
But the thing is that I'm going to be, canning this stream in 5 minutes time to start a new one in about 10 minutes on the same channel. You can check it out. We're going to be doing a match day review of Serie A, which is probably something Juve Cornercast and Zia Talks will also enjoy a little bit more. So shout out to you both. Make sure anyone who's watching checks out their channels, Chal Armenian Interista as well. Check out the Juve Cornercast. Subscribe there to Zia Talks as well, and also the Bayern View. Big up to the Bayern View. I just saw the news that the Supercoppa will be at your hometown again. Zia, did you go last year, bro? If you did, you should message me, man. Or if you're going this year, I might see if you want to do some
Lucky
reporting.
you. But
That's
yeah, it
awesome,
will
bro.
be. They have a contract for a few years, so I
Yeah.
think it's gonna be there for a while.
Absolutely. That would be awesome. You should definitely see if you can head down there, bro. But
You
yeah,
should.
so yeah, stick around on this channel because in about 10 minutes, 15 minutes time, I'll be doing the Serie A match day 7 review as well. Mattia, anything interrelated to close out for today?
No, nothing. I think we already said what needed to be said about the Super Cup. We explained how and why it should be a priority, and what what is different compared to last year's. And with this small trophy, we can achieve a lot, milestones, I think. So
Yeah.
definitely, I am very excited about it.
Me too, man. Me too. Thank you all who came through for this short but really, really good stream. Like I said, stick around because I've got a couple of other streams coming up today on Inter Worldwide and Football Worldwide next. The Serie A Match Day 7 review, and also on my new personal channel talking about Manchester United's next manager,
Boo.
whoever that might be. Massive boo. Thank you so much to Mattia for coming through on Inter Worldwide. Thank you so much to Ben, the Juve Cornercast, Armenian Interista, Zir as well, Edson, Nick, Rosemary, Culture with Reno Z, White Suburban Kid. It was a nice small community. We had as high as 20 people here today.
Thank you, guys.
So, thank you, Mattia. Ciao ragazzi, forza Inter.
Ciao, forza.